Yo, class is in session today, and today we're going to learn about nutrition. So, what is nutrition? Nutrition is everything that you eat that you put into your body, regardless of whether it be snacks, candy, meals. That's just considered nutrition. Juices, all that stuff, right? And I feel like a lot of people struggle when it comes to nutrition. So I wanted to talk a bit more, just to oversimplify, because there's a lot of information on the internet. I know it can be hard to decipher. So here I am, trying to help you guys basically understand a little bit, and we're going to tackle things such as diets, meal plans, and how to basically eat in a way that's sustainable for you while getting to your desired weight goals. So before we do all that, let's look at what the most basic, I would say, meal plan is, because there's a lot of information on the internet, and right now this is what's considered to be a good repetition of the things that you should eat on a daily basis. So follow me. I got the whiteboard, so we're gonna be in this together. So in today's world, what is considered a healthy diet would be 40% protein, 30% carbs, and 30% fats. So before we even go any further, we need to identify what each and every one of those do. Protein is what allows you to build muscle. That creates muscle synthesis, right? It's what, when you break down your muscles to working out, just physical exercise, it's what keeps your muscles going after, it heals them up and it makes them stronger. Carbs and fats, carbs are going to be your primary source of energy. So that's what your body uses as a primary source of energy. So like your brain runs on carbs. And fats are going to be a second source of energy as well, and they're good for cell longevity. Ooh, you see, this is going to be a raw video, so I'll make a little mistakes here and there, but because I want y'all to know that this is authentic, right? So this is what would be recommended as a healthy diet. But then there are people that are going to do 30% protein, 40% carbs, 30% fats. It all depends, right? I do 40, 30, 30 because as you guys can see, I don't know if you can see, I work out a little, and protein is what I really mainly focus on. So now what does that mean, right? Let's say my maintenance is 2,000 calories. To know your maintenance, you can go on any sort of website that you type maintenance calculator and they'll tell you. I use MyFitnessPal, but you could use anything, right? So let's say your maintenance is 2,000 calories, 2,000 cal. So out of those 2,000, you want 40% of them to be protein, 30% of them to be carbs, and 30% of them to be fats, okay? Everybody following me there? Cool. So let's say that is your maintenance. That means that on a daily basis, you should eat no more than 2,000 calories to stay at the weight you're at. If you follow these concepts, you will stay at the same weight you're at. Now, what does that mean? 40% protein. So proteins are going to be anything from like your lean meats, so chicken, fish, like white fish, salmon, beef, steak, all that type of stuff. Carbs are going to be your starches, so potatoes, bread, rice, fruits as well. These are going to be your carbs. These are going to be things that are going to give you energy throughout the day. Pasta, these different sorts. And your fats are going to be things like avocado or peanut butter, chocolate. Like these things are going to be considered fats. I don't know every single fat, every single carb, every single protein, but you can look it up online as well. So you should have a bit of all those in your diet on a daily basis. Now, let's start talking about diets and why I'm not a big fan of diets and why I think it's a scam. And I will tell you guys why, but then you guys can make your own judgment. This is just me talking and trying to educate on what I know. I've seen this huge thing with keto, right? So what is keto? Keto is no carbs, just fats and protein. So people will tell you, oh, I got on keto and I lost some weight. And I'll show you guys why. It's not the diet itself that's making you lose weight. You're just being in what we call a caloric deficit. So we're going to define all these terms. First of all, let's start with the term caloric deficit. I'm gonna call it caloric D because, you know, there's not that much space. So caloric deficit. A caloric deficit is basically when you're eating less than maintenance. So let's say we talked about you need 2,000 calories a day to stay where you're at your current weight. Caloric deficit is you're eating a little less than 2,000 calories. Therefore, you're gonna lose weight. There's no other way to lose weight anyways. You can't lose weight any other way than on a caloric deficit. Anybody who tells you otherwise is lying. The science has proven it. There's nothing else gonna make you lose weight. So if you were to eat 2,000 calories worth of fats or carbs or protein a day, you would still have the same weight, regardless of what it is. But we'll get into that a little later. So that's what a caloric deficit is. It's just basically eating a little less calories and losing the weight. So coming back to keto. A lot of people will say keto, you just eat protein and fats and no carbs because carbs are bad for whatever reason. And what really happens is this. You see how you guys, I did 40, 30, 30? So what you do when people do that is basically they keep eating the same way and they get rid of the other 30%. So now this is empty. So 2,000 calories, let me get my phone right now because, you know, 2,000 calories times 0.4. That's so 800 calories of protein. Ooh, 800 cal. And 2,000 times 0.3 and 600 fats, and there would be 600 carbs. But the thing is, they basically took out 600 calories out of their diet. So they're eating the same way. Nothing's changed. But they just took 600 calories out of their diet. So now they go from 2,000 calories to 1,400 calories. And so they'll say, oh my God, I was on keto and I lost weight. It's not that you lost weight because you were on keto. You just lost weight because you've stopped eating 600 calories a day of carbs. And though that what that does is you're just in a caloric deficit. That's all it is. And so what people fail to realize, it's not the diet. It's just you've restricted 30% of your daily intake in terms of food. Therefore, you've lost the weight. So I think it's important for people to realize, that all of you guys watching me, if there's even any, but to realize that it's not the diet, it's the caloric restriction, it's the caloric deficit. You went and took out 30% of your food intake away. That's the only reason why you're losing weight. It has nothing to do with the carbs being bad for whatever reason. Now we got that out of the way. This is why I believe diets will tell you, don't eat this, don't eat that, don't eat this, don't eat that. Really, all it's telling you is you're cutting out percentages of the food you eat in a day, and that's what happens. And that is a big reason why a lot of people aren't able to sustain it. We're still talking about diets here. Diets have a 95% fail rate. What do I mean by that? Yes, people lose the weight, but within a year to 2 years, 95% of people regain the weight. Again, 95% of people regain the weight. So what does that mean? That means that people stop eating those 600 calories, that 1,400, they lose the weight, and then they go right back up to 2,000. And they're like, oh, I gained the weight back. Well, yes, because now you went back to your regular maintenance. Therefore, your body's going to take that food in and you're just going to get that weight back up. So what is the solution to actually, if you want to lose weight and stay out of weight loss, what's the solution for that? You have to track your calories. So you're at 2,000 calories, and let's say you want to lose, I don't know, like 10 pounds. Usually people say 0.5 to a pound of 0.5 pounds to 1 pound loss per week is what's going to happen if you take away 500 calories on a weekly basis. So let's say you do a deficit of 100 calories per day. So instead of eating 2,000, you eat 1,900. Now you eat 1,900. If you eat 1,900 over a couple of weeks, you'll start losing weight. Pound after pound after pound. And as you go week by week by week, you can go from 1,900. You can say, okay, now I want to eat 1,800. I want to eat 1,700, whatever you want. But the lesser calories you eat, the more weight you're going to lose. And that will happen with caloric restriction, caloric deficit. You have to choose how to eat. And it's going to be work. It's not going to be easy. What do I mean by that? You're going to have to actually know what you're putting into your body. You're going to have to actually know how to cook for yourself. You're going to have to actually look. What I start when I currently, sometimes if there's food I don't know the macros in there, I go on my app, my FitnessPal, and I like scan the food or type the food in, and it'll tell me it has this amount of protein, this amount of fats and carbs, and then you can basically judge by that, saying, hey, I know today I need 1900 calories. I've already eaten 1600. So if I take a cookie, let's say, and it's 300 calories, then that's it. But you can still indulge in the things that you like. You just have to be responsible about it and know exactly what to do. So I just threw a term that you guys might have not known, and we're just going to talk about that right now, which is macros and micronutrients. So I hope we all understand the pie chart of the 40-30-30. I use 40-30-30 again because I have a protein focused diet just for muscle synthesis. But if that's not your goal, you could do a 40 carbs, 40 fats. It's okay, right? You're not gonna die. Some people will say 40 protein is better. Some are gonna say 40 carbs is better, 40 fats. Do what's better for you, So we got that, cool. So let's talk about something that gets thrown around a lot in the fitness community, which is macros. The word macro. So what does it mean to have a macro-based diet? A macro-based diet is you basically know that you need this amount of protein. So I'm just gonna throw numbers out. 230 grams of protein a day, 300 grams of carbs a day, and 50 grams of fats a day. And these are just numbers I threw out just for the sake of math. And now you know that you need this, and you have no meal plan, which means, okay, I wake up in the morning. I don't really care for the numbers of calories that I need. Well, actually, no, and then your maintenance is 2,000 calories. So you see, as I said, it was live, I made a mistake, but 2,000 calories. So you know that you need 2,000 calories a day, 230 grams of protein, 300 grams of carbs, and 50 grams of fats. What does that mean? You can choose to eat whatever you want, as long as by the end of the day, you didn't go over 2,000 calories and you ate all these. These are your macros. That's what macros are. Macros are macronutrients. So your protein, carbs, and fats. Just as a general term. Example, let's say I want to eat that's just something I know because I was thinking about doing this, but then I'll tell you why I didn't do it. 2 pounds of chicken is 245 or 50 grams of protein, but it's 900 calories of chicken breast. So let's say 900 calories of 900 calories, of chicken breast. Chicken breast, I'm gonna write chicken B equals 900 equals 250 protein. So already I'm over my protein goal. Now, if you eat a little bit more protein, especially as somebody who works out, it's not really going to be fat. It's very hard to get fat on protein. But that's a discussion for another day. 250 grams of protein. So I'm already at my protein goal. Boom. Just because I wanted to eat 900 grams of chicken breast. So 900 calories, of chicken breast. Because that's 2 pounds of chicken. So 2 pounds. So that's not, and now I have another 1,100 calories to fill. 300 grams of carbs and 50 grams of fat. You could eat a crumble cookie and get that. So let's say a crumble cookie is, let's say it's 700 calories. So your whole day could be 2 pounds of chicken and 2 crumble cookies. Let's say one crumble has 150 and the other has 150. I'm just guessing here, I don't know. But 150 and 150 and 25 grams of fat, 25 grams of fat, that's your whole day. So your whole day, you just ate chicken and cookies. As long as you're within that 2,000 calorie, your body is not going to change on the outside. On the outside, your body doesn't change. But now there's something that happens, and that's what we call micronutrients. So, or your macros. So people say I track my macros, which is more of this approach, where it's like you just eat within what your restrictions are, and then you can just do whatever you want. But some people, which I wanted to do that at first until my coach, because yes, I have a coach, taught me about micronutrients. I realized that, oh, okay, this micronutrient is the best way to do it, in my opinion. Micronutrient is actually knowing what goes inside your body. Because let's say you eat like this, right? You eat the 2 pounds of chicken plus the 2 crumble cookies. Yes, on the outside, you're gonna look the same way. Nothing is gonna change. But on the inside, excuse my French, you're gonna feel like shit. Like you might get constipated, or you might be bloated, or you might feel like, just because you don't have enough the right nutrients. Let's say you're lacking on fiber, you're lacking on sodium, you're lacking on cholesterol, you're lacking on your vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C. And that are things that can happen if you just take a macro approach. Now, it doesn't mean that it will force it to happen, but if you don't care about your microbiome, this can happen taking the macro approach. So the microbiome is really what's going to be allow you to feel the best. Think of macros as the outside of how you look, and the micros as how you feel. So taking a microbiome approach is taking an approach that actually works within what your body actually needs. So you need potassium, you need fiber, you need vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C, all that stuff, right? That's when you actually look at the nutrition on the food instead of just looking at the calories and look at the nutritious facts. And you're like, okay, I know I need about 60 grams of fiber, which would be kind of a lot. But in that example, like you need 60 grams of fiber a day. And let's say the chicken and the 2 crumble have no fiber. What you're gonna do is like, okay, I know I need 60 grams of fiber. So instead of eating the 2 crumble and 900 chicken, I might eat salmon because it has a little bit more fiber and some asparagus here and there, and maybe a couple grapes. And you're actually getting what we call a balanced diet, where you're getting your food sources from different sources. Yeah, you're getting your food from different sources. And now you feel good and you look good, but it is more work than taking the macro approach. So then now you have to look at yourself and say, what do I value? Do I value the macro approach? Do I value just the way I look? Or do I value also the way I feel? This is for you to make that decision. I'm not here to impose anything on you. That's just basically what it is. So to summarize, macro is the way you feel on the outside, the way you look on the outside, my bad. And the micronutrients is how you feel on the inside. How you feel. We got that? We got that. So, that is basically nutrition explained in a nutshell. If you guys want my opinion, there's no bad way to go about it. We need to stop demonizing foods. The carbs aren't bad for you. Fats aren't bad for you. Proteins aren't bad for you. You just need to do it in moderation. You need to understand your body, know what your body needs, know what you need, and then, go eat it once in a while. Again, once in a while, you're gonna have a cheat meal. Like I'm currently on the meal plan, but I have a cheat meal every week, once a week. Because sometimes you need it, and it's not gonna kill you. But we're gonna go over cheat meals in another video. But yeah, that was basically nutrition explained. So I hope you guys learned something today, and I'll see y'all in the next one.